What's going on, people? Back at you again with another Best Life Moment with Coach P. Cooks. What I want to talk about in this Best Life Moment is every morning when I get up and get ready for work, generally my daughter, my baby girl, she's up, and we talk, or pretty much I listen, I respond or say whatever when I feel the need to say something, and she's getting ready to go to 8th grade this year. She did the virtual thing last year, and she wants to go back to the school building. I want her to go back to the school building because I know how, 8th grade year in middle school is generally the year where you develop all of your high school relationships, and I want her to be, in contact, to reacquaint herself with her friends, because she did the virtual thing. Few of her friends did the virtual thing, and some of them were in the school building, and things changed, but I listened to her. She talks about some of the teen shows she watched, age appropriate, and I just listened to her, and she asked me, did I have any pointers for the 8th grade, and I had to think back to when I was in 8th grade, what was my experience in 8th grade. And I explained to her, at that time, transferred to a new school, new middle school, because the previous middle school I went to, it closed, so we got bused to another school. And, being around the people that I went to school, to the previous school with, that was cool. But then I developed a whole different group of friends, at the new school, and I found myself getting into trouble, a lot, because one, they looked at me a certain way because I was coming from somewhere else, and and then it was like us against them, and from that whole situation, I learned that peer pressure was, as I look back at it now, I fell victim to peer pressure. And when she asked me, and I told her, I said, well, you have to be careful, when it comes to peer pressure, because these kids nowadays, it's a lot different with these kids nowadays, than it was when I was coming along, and some of us was coming along, because, they have a lot more stuff that they can get into. They have a lot more trouble they can get into, coming up, because when I was in the 8th grade, man, TV was still cutting off at 2 o'clock in the morning. If you had cable service, it was it or on, that you had, and stuff like that, but I told her, you got to think for yourself, and don't be pressured into doing anything that can bring not only you harm, but people that you associate with harm, and my point in this Best Life Moment is, always be mindful of what you do and how you do it, the effects that it has on other people, A lot of times, unbeknownst to us, and I look back over my own life, and I think about how many people I influenced to do something that I knew was detrimental to their life, and that's why I take every opportunity when I can, when people ask for life advice, like I do with these Best Life Moments, is to share from my own experience. And I'm thankful that I've been able to be around to talk to some of the people that they had their first drink with me, or they first experience with marijuana back in the day, and stuff like that, you know, I'm thankful that I can still be around, you know, to use my life as an example of how I turn things around, you know, for the better. And they can do the same thing, you know. And I'm quick to share, you know, little tidbits from my own experience with people, you know. But again, that was a whole different time in my life where I fell victim to peer pressures and societal stereotypes as to thinking like this is what you had to do, you know, or this is what everybody else was doing, so why not me? You know, why I won't do it? I might as well do it. Everybody else is doing it. You know, peer pressure, not thinking for myself, you know. So with this best life moment, my driving point is think for yourself, you know, be a leader and not a follower, you know. And sometimes you have to even be that one that's willing to go against the grain or blaze the trail so that those that come behind you won't have to deal with some of the things that you have to deal with or dealt with, you know. So think for yourself, you know. That's the best route to take, you know. Be a leader and not a follower, you know. Never underestimate your influence on the next person, you know, that you encounter, you know. And it may be somebody you meet in your daily experience. Never underestimate your influence, because whether you think people are watching or listening, they are. Trust me, they may not say nothing and you may not know it, but people are watching and they are listening. So think for yourself and be the best possible you that you can be for you and the other people that you influence or encounter every single day. And that's about it, you know. So with that being said, hope you enjoy this best life moment with Coach P Cooks. Peace, and I'm out.